Good morning. Welcome to Waste Not Wednesday. It's our show where we go live every Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We take junk, usually that I find in my own garage or at the shop or at the farmhouse, and turn it into something that we use for home decor or something to sell in our shop. Last week we took a shelf and 2 spindles and some lumber and made a fireplace mantle, and today
So we've got this piece. It's the door that was in that old hutch. We did a video on it probably early January.
the French country hutch.
The French country hutch with it was like a greenish with a white wash kind of waxy effect over it. It was cool. But this is the door on it, and it's just been sitting in the garage because we're hoarders.
Correction. It until like 2 days ago it was sitting in my living room, and it had been there since we did that with the glass. And I kept saying every day, I'm like, Seb, can you please take that out? Can you please take that out? And then this morning I was like, what the crap? What are we gonna do?
I didn't have room in my garage for it, so I was just leaving it in the living room.
This morning I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do, and Seb wanted to do a mirror project, and then I remembered that I've been wanting to do a Trumeau mirror, which is a French mirror that's like square, and in the top there's usually some sort of details. So this is going to be our take using junk from the garage. So tell them what we started with.
Little trash to treasure action. All right, so what do you mean what we started with?
Well, we're cutting down that mirror.
Yes,
right?
we're gonna cut mirror live. This is also the Waste Not Wednesday videos where they get loud and we use heat guns, and because it's live video and it's happening as you watch, and I can't adjust the sound in post, so watch your ears.
So the mirror actually came from a mirror that we got for free. I can't remember why. I think somebody just gave us a bunch, and it was mid-century modern. So it was not anything that we really would have done much with, and it wasn't the good kind of mid-century. It was like the 80s mid-century modern. Anyways, so that's where that mirror came from, and that frame will probably be salvaged to something else, and then we'll cut that down to put it in here. I'm gonna pull up comments.
Okay,
So you want to tell them what you're doing first?
We're gonna do a little prep first before we get into cutting mirrors, because we're gonna make a transition on the mirror where it goes into chalkboard on the top. So we've got
Chalkboard.
or whatever you wanted to do.
There's no chalkboard up there.
Let's do it up here.
Yeah.
What's up here?
Molds. It's
Oh,
gonna look
just-
like that mirror.
Oh, just molds. Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought
I
you were gonna paint it
mentioned
black.
chalkboard this morning because I was like, well, if we can't find a mirror to cut, we'll make a Trumeau chalkboard.
Gotcha.
We also need to fill that hole.
We did find a mirror to cut. All right, so I'm gonna start by pouring resin. This is a 2-part. It's made by Amazing Casting Resin. We sell it on our website, jamirayvintage.com. If you don't have access to it, we ship it all over the world.
Well, we don't ship this all over the world. There are some countries that don't let us.
Well, if your country doesn't let you, I can't help that.
You gotta take it up with your country.
All right, so
This is very precise work.
I don't know if you guys can really see what
I'll
I'm doing.
move the camera down.
Wait.
I'll be good, I promise.
No, you just sit tight. I can move it. I gotta move anyway, because I'm gonna come up over
You're
here.
so bossy. All right. Would you also grab me that tub of putty after you do this? Because I gotta putty this hole.
Okay, so I gotta make sure that I keep my colors, my side A and my side B, separate in my things. And I got this little squishy cup here that I'm gonna pour the measured portions out in. And you could use paper clay to do this, but since it's live, this will set up in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be able to do another mold. So hopefully by the time we're done, we can do a bunch of stuff. All right, can you guys, yeah, you can kind of see. I'm just stirring this, and it's gonna get like a milky, creamy consistency, and then it's gonna go back clear again once you get it combined. So that's the goal. Can you? I mixed up a bunch of this. Can you get another mold that you want to use?
Yeah. So.
Which one were we going to use to do? Which one were we going to use to do the transition? The deeper one.
I think that one.
Okay, the big thick one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Where did you use my box?
I may have.
I had it right here on the table.
I don't know. I may have set it away.
George.
So this takes a minute to get mixed up good.
I seriously don't know.
So if you feel like you've been stirring for a long time, keep stirring until it's clear. But once you get that combined and it's mixed up good, you gotta kind of hurry because it does set up fairly quickly.
Don't put my stuff up. I had all my molds pulled out too. That I wanted to use. So
I was still in chalkboard mode, so I thought we were just doing the transition, so I put it all up.
I don't really care. You can pick whichever one you want to do. Just do a bird.
Do a bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was planning on using paper clay for these parts because they set up faster.
All right.
But the reason why he's using resin for this part is because we need it to be like, we need to be able to paint it before we put it on.
Oops. Spilling on the floor. Okay, so this, you just pour it on in. And I'm not set up to pour resin at home. I've got like a bunch of little plastic cups that I use, and oh, that was just about perfect for that.
Look at that. I think we'll need a few of those.
Yeah, we're gonna need
get us some new clay because that.
We're gonna need at least 3 of these. And then it's a little high on this side, so I'm just gonna drag it to fill in all these little cracks so that it's complete and nice and level. And I'm gonna leave that there, and you guys, we can kind of watch it set up because it'll start turning white once the reaction starts.
Now we're gonna have to be super neat and not knock it over.
It's okay,
There's kind of a lot of steps in this, so you guys will have to bear with us. How long does the resin take to dry, Zeb?
About 5 to 10 minutes. It'll set up and you can demold it.
So, and it is pliable. When you first demold it, it will set up super hard like a plastic. If you've already poured it, but you need it to be a little bit more pliable, you just put the resin in the microwave for like 20 seconds, and it's pliable again, and you can get it to do different corners and things like that.
Alright.
You don't want to get it on your hands, so Zeb should probably be wearing gloves.
I didn't get any on my hands, so I'm good.
I know.
do have gloves over
I
there.
would need a full body suit because I'm messy.
I thought we had gloves.
Yeah, we do. They're right behind you, sweetie, in that box underneath the Buffy.
Oh, I see it.
All right.
Here, we'll show them the right way.
Everybody's saying hello. Water Girl Revivals has a Waste Not Wednesday project going on. Let's see. Carolyn wants to know what we're doing. We are making a Trumeau mirror. This, again, if you're just tuning in, this is the door that we removed from the French hutch because we wanted to have like more open, more modern look to it. And we saved it because Zeb never got around to throwing it away. And this morning, I was like trying to scrounge for supplies for this. I feel like every Wednesday morning we're never prepared. So about 8 a.m. I start going through the garage trying to find stuff for 10 a.m.
Okay, so this part is going to be the part, you know, when I talk about making noise. This is literally going to sound like cutting glass because that's what we're going to do. And it will maybe grate on your ears if you're sensitive to that sort of thing.
And this mirror over here came out of a free mid-century modern mirror that we got that we weren't going to do anything with, but I never throw out mirror because you never know when you're going to need it. And mirror, to have it cut, is very expensive to buy mirror. So I save all the mirrors, all the pieces, and always reuse them. Let's see.
I got these gloves
Caitlin
on.
says she's taking her headphones out when we cut the glass. It's really not that bad.
I'm gonna put some more serious gloves on here.
Issa says, how often do I change the furniture in my house? You know what? Ever since I got those white couches from IKEA, I've been pretty happy with the setup, and I haven't changed my furniture in a few years.
Yeah, it's been about 2.
Now that I have the shop,
we did get a
I
huge
decorate.
couch for the basement, but
Yeah, I decorate in here, and so I just don't redecorate much in the house.
okay.
I'm too busy.
How far do you want the mirror to go up on that? To the right there.
About that part. Give me enough space to, I want to do like the 2 birds and like some detail up here. Maybe give me that much space. How much is that?
So we'll say 27.5 inches.
Okay, deal.
And this is my This is my drywall square. I use it for straight edge lines like crazy, whether I'm sawing or whatever.
Sure.
Making big tables. They're like $15. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it.
Cheryl Haskett is cracking up. She says, why when I try to do my hair like that, like yours, it looks like I have an extra head. It probably looks like I have two heads too, and I have like this lovely, my bangs are growing out, so this part poking out right here is my bangs. And sometimes I flat out look like a rooster. But I'm not in the mood to do my hair these days.
So I've had good success cutting glass, and I've not had good success cutting glass. So everybody cross their fingers. If you're sensitive to the sound of cutting glass, now's the time to turn your volume down, because we're about to go. So I've got this real nice and tight right here, and then the first pass is, oop, got wandered.
That's not that bad.
Just push pretty hard. I'm just trying to score it, and I'm running it right along that straight edge.
And if you're going to be close to the mirror, make sure you have safety glasses on. It's like ASMR. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not like nails on a chalkboard bad.
Okay, oh, you guys see the resin? Hang on.
All these things are happening at once here.
See this starting to set up? It's getting white. So that fast it happens.
Kelly says my hair looks fine. Hers is too flat to do that. You know what? There's pluses and minuses. I have a huge mane of hair. I've actually lost quite a bit of it recently with my hormonal imbalance, and that's been the plus side, is losing hair because it's so thick.
Okay, so now if you're
Can I help
able
you?
to,
Do you need help?
just need to not spill that.
Okay.
Because I gotta have this right on the edge of the table.
You want me to move that down here?
Okay, all right.
I think it's okay.
So I've got the brake. Can you hold this flat?
Well, I'm gonna look away because I'll have
I got the where I scored it right here, and I'm just gonna try to snap it. Oh, we didn't get it quite. We got this break, but it didn't break past where I scored it, so we might still be good. Now we got a sharp edge. Why you want to wear gloves?
Maybe score it again.
I don't want to score it again. All right, I'll score it again. Yeah, look away, don't.
All right, you let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm gonna score it again.
Do your score.
I don't think that's gonna change much because it doesn't really. It just scores it. It doesn't actually cut down deep. It's just a tiny little glass cutter.
It's a really thick mirror.
It is really thick. That's what I was
I
worried
told you
about.
to regard it. Zeb did cut the mirror for our frame that's at the farmhouse when we did the bathroom.
That one went good.
Yeah. Because we bought an old East Lake frame and then we just used a cheap mirror to put in it because it was cheaper to buy a $10 mirror and cut it than have mirror cut for it. All right.
It's actually pretty expensive to have glass cut. Like, it's annoying. If we break this, we might have to go back to the drawing board and make a chalkboard.
All right. Please, everybody cross your fingers.
All right, we got another break.
Oh,
Right where it needed to go.
we're getting close.
I almost want to, hang on. We don't have towels here. I need a towel.
Need a towel?
Like,
We have a big old flour sack over there. You want that? Zeb?
hold on.
Okay, now that's a little annoying.
There we go. We're getting it to break on the line. That's what this little ball on the back of your cutter's for. You just whack it on the back side. Oh. It crossed over. A little jagged. We'll put that on the bottom side.
We're so good at this.
Hey, I'm not sad about that at all. This mirror's ridiculously thick.
I know. I'm not sad about it either.
That part might not come off. I might plier that. I don't have the proper crimping pliers, but these will.
We're gonna make
They make special pliers where you can grab glass flat and break it.
Yeah,
But
Jeff Carter has them. I've seen it. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Oh.
All right.
Don't walk barefoot in the shop.
No, I'll sweep that right now.
Okay. All right.
And actually, we didn't have too many shards go anywhere. All right.
There's just a little bit of my sweater.
We're
in
done
that
with the
resin.
cutting glass. Oh, you leaned over and got resin in the sweater. Oh, no.
It's my favorite sweater. It's like 3 years old. It's the best kind.
Well,
That's all right.
you should know better than to
I'll give it a
you
little
should know
haircut.
better than to craft it your favorite sweater.
I love it because
You
it's
give
comfy.
it a little haircut.
Yeah, we will.
All right, I'm gonna go grab the broom. Answer comments or questions. I'm sure.
All
we've
right,
got
Zeb's
time.
gonna grab the broom. Let's see. Do we have glass nippers? Nope.
No, I don't have nippers. That's why I use those big pliers.
Was there a typo in the name? I don't know.
Does it say Trumeau?
I don't know what it says. Hold on, I'm hopping out and in. Oh yeah, it says Trumeau.
It did that twice. It tried to autocorrect it.
Well, we
We'll
tried.
fix it later.
We're not French. It's the American
Well,
spelling.
I had it right twice, and it autocorrected it, and it snuck that in on me.
Darn you, autocorrect. Are we gonna sand the edge?
Yep.
Yep. That says yep. All right, so what do we got as this backer board? What is this behind it?
So that is 1/4" MDF that I cut down just to fit the size of the back of that frame.
All right, so behind the frame we've got 1/4" MDF. Is this left over from a project?
I use it for the CNC machine,
Oh, okay.
so I have lots. Okay, so just sanding here. This is just 220 grit sandpaper,
Oh,
and that's going to take the sharpness off that edge.
Sally says don't sweat the misspelling. Jenny says to cut glass, make one smooth pass with cutter. Don't back up and go back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I had planned on doing, but Jamie made me second guess it. She's like, score it again.
You're just
But it was so thick, like I was like, man, maybe I do. I don't think I've ever cut a piece of glass this thick. It's like,
And how often have you even cut mirror? That's probably like your 4th time.
no, I've tried a lot. I just broke it a lot, so.
Lisa says, when you started having babies, where you're doing this as a business, how did you start while balancing a family?
Ooh, trick question.
I don't know.
You don't sleep.
I just did it with my kids, so I would have to say I didn't really start doing it full time until I had like
Oh, I have to
four.
make another cut. It's too wide.
Oh shoot. Until I had my 4th baby, and said, would you go grab me the putty? I'm gonna fill in that hole there. And I would say by 18 months, my kids knew not to touch wet paint. And so I would just bring my projects where they were. And honestly, it's weird. My kids get into everything, but when they grow up around paint and stuff, they don't touch it. Like, I've always stored my paint in a cabinet unlocked in the house, and neither Jack nor Redrick have gotten into it.
But man, if we got Play-Doh in the house, watch out.
Yeah, that's another story. But I just always work along with them, and it gave me something to do while I was at home. As a young mom, sometimes you don't like to go in public because the kids are psycho.
Okay, I'm cutting glass again
So,
here, guys. So you know,
Just paint along with
volume.
it. But I
volume
wasn't as
work.
busy when my kids were little. Oh no, I take that back. I was. I don't know. I prayed a lot.
You've never been not busy.
I know. Before I did this, I used to run an in-home daycare, and I had like 9 kids at the house. And I used to paint sometimes with them too. So she says you shouldn't go back and forth because it confuses the glass and it'll break.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
No back and forth.
If you're wondering what I was just doing, there used to be a handle over on that side of this cabinet door, and I just used lightweight patch and paint to fill the holes. Once we're no longer live, Zeb will actually take Bondo and fill in this portion here where the hinges were. It's kind of stinky, so we don't like to do it inside, so we'll wait till we're not live anymore to do that. No. Mary Beth, when I say 9 kids of painting, I mean like, I would paint like 1 piece a month, maybe. Usually, I would get them all napping, and I'd go in the garage and slap a coat of paint on something.
All right,
that was a
can
lot
you
of
come
years ago.
hold this again? We'll see. This is the. Maybe I should tap it first. Tap
Boom.
first. Tap first, friends.
Like a boss. See, we like to show you what not to do, and then we show you what to do, so that way, you know.
If given enough attempts, I'll always figure out how to do it.
All right. Let's make sure, now that we've talked about how awesome you are, let's,
Well, I don't know about that. Like, it might take me like 200 tries to cut straight
because
glass.
that's not dry yet.
No, you gotta give it more time. It's because it's a big pour. Sanding, sorry.
Well, let's just get that put in here. Ain't nobody gonna be touching that edge. It's gonna be inside.
Yeah, but you don't want the next guy grabbing it out if they have to change out the mirror, you know. How often do we take apart mirrors?
Often. All right. Do we need some construction adhesive on that to hold the mirror in place because we don't want it to slide up and down?
No, I have other ways. I mean, we can put a couple dabs on there if you want. That would be all right. All right. Gorilla Max Strength Construction Adhesive in clear. We're almost to run out of this tube. Luckily, I have a spare tube.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's only lasted since September. I'm just gonna put a little bead all along. That'll keep it from moving. I have wedges to put in here too.
You can add more.
No, I don't want it to pooch out underneath.
Pooch out. That's like a official term.
It is official.
So if this turns out, this mirror is probably going to be really cool, and I'm probably going to ask like 80 or 90 bucks for it. All right, I'll tell you a funny story while Zeb's doing this. Well, not funny story. When I used to run daycare, I always liked to kind of challenge myself. And so I'd get tired of being at home and have to get out of the way every now and then. And I would take them all, now not 9, because my car only sat 8. I would take 7 kids to the grocery store and see if I could like get through the grocery store and pick up a few things before they went completely crazy. And mostly I just did it because people would take a look and be like, what the heck is she doing? Are those all her kids? And it was just purely entertainment for me. And if they were crazy, we just load up and go. I never went when I had to have things. The trick was getting a cookie at the bakery, and then by the time the cookies were done, I had to be done grabbing whatever I had to grab. And then in the line, they each got a gummy snack. And by the time that gummy snack was done, you better be in the car because they were done.
Okay, so these little wedges came in the old mirror that we took this out of. So I'm just going to repurpose them. If you don't have these, you could use cardboard or other small pieces of wood, but I've got these, so I'm going to use them up.
Mary says I like to live dangerously. I do. Plus, sometimes after that, we'd go to McDonald's and I'd get like a cheeseburger and I'd cut it all up and give them their food fries because they were toddlers. Throw a movie on in the car and then we'd go for a drive up the mountain. It was a little field trip. They got to see the trees, get some fresh, clean air, watch a little Barney or Disney or whatever was on the DVD player. And I didn't have to chase them for a few minutes. Life was good.
All right, are you going to do any paper clay molds for the top since they don't have to be painted right away?
Yes. I have to see it.
Oh.
I don't know exactly.
We've got to get farther along in the project.
Yeah.
Oops. That was the wrong way. There we go. I always break the mirror nailing these back on. But this one's thick enough, I think we'll be alright.
Yeah. It's actually easier to take other people's kids to the grocery store because generally they don't ask you to buy them stuff. When I would take my own kids, they'd be like, Mom, buy this, Mom, buy that. Some of the kids can't even talk yet, so. Elva, I'm going to use clay, but for the piece that's going up here, we're using resin because we have to paint it before we put it on. We'll show you. Just bear with us. Seb's just securing this mirror in place. And then we got to attach the back, and then we'll start layering on our molds.
Okay, 2 more strips.
Sandy says, you're more brave than I am. I did in-home daycare when my kids were little. Just taking them out to the yard was like herding kittens. It's true. It's true. I think about it now, and I'm like, I don't think I could do it. But at the time, I didn't know how else to earn money.
You're in your late 20s.
I was in my 20s, man. I only had 2 kids when I started doing it. And I didn't like the daycare they were at. Like, it just wasn't my favorite, and I couldn't find anywhere good. And I was like, fine, I'll just make my own daycare.
Alright.
I mean, I don't recommend it.
One more little tab over there, and I think we will be good.
All right, Zeb is.
To put the back on.
I woke up this morning and I said I'm no longer sick, but I don't know that saying it actually makes it so.
So my mom, I don't know, she might have been watching. She was asking me 3 minutes before if we were actually going to make it live today since we've been sick. I don't think we've ever missed a live video unless we've been out of town on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I know.
Even on Saturday nights we haven't missed, like maybe one in the last year.
I mean, sometimes it feels like work, but mostly it's just fun. And you gotta do something. You can't lay, well, I guess you can, but I laid in bed all day Sunday, and Monday I woke up super grumpy. So I gotta get out of the house. In fact, yesterday I was tired of dealing with kids at home sick, so I snuck out and came to the shop and put a coat of paint on a dresser. And then I was tired, so I went home and napped.
I'm just getting some cardboard. I need a spacer.
All right, Zeb's just cutting some cardboard that he's gonna put behind here. If you find mirrors or frames, a lot of times they have cardboard. It just gives some space between the mirror and the backer that we're gonna be screwing on here. But I was at the Vegas market. Did I see any wine boxes, old or new? No. But I don't know that I was necessarily looking for wine boxes. And I probably wouldn't even know exactly what a wine box looks like. Is that thick enough?
Yeah, it'll be alright.
I can go grab another piece of cardboard if you want it double thick.
No, it'll be okay.
Okay.
I pre-drilled the holes before we were live, so you guys didn't have to hear too much drilling. This is the countersink bit that you always see me using. 3/8.
Robert says he uses a lazy Susan for small projects.
That is a good idea.
It is a good idea, but I feel like it might just get in my way.
Jimmy's.
I like the excitement of trying to figure out how to touch it and turn it.
All right, now the question is, I had a bunch of little screws right here. Oh, did they end up over there?
I moved them out of the way so they didn't fall on the floor.
Keep walking in front of the camera, sorry guys. We bring you over.
All right, so now we're gonna touch the back and we'll get ready to do some fun stuff. If you guys are still watching, you're dedicated because this comes together. So you don't have to have a backer quite this thick.
This is what we had.
This is just what we had. They make it like a thin piece of like underlayment for flooring.
They make a 5mm.
That would be good.
This is 1/4 inch, which is a little thicker.
Go big or go home. Oh, Ivy just logged on. Kaylin and Ivy switch off on Wednesdays because Kaylin has to pick up my cute nephew from school. Terry says this is going to be really cute.
So these,
I'm glad that Terry has faith.
So these screws that we're using are from the hinges that used to be on this door.
So even the screws are waste on Wednesday. You saved those?
Yeah, from when I pulled the hinges off 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. So these are the hinge screws. I like it.
Let's flip this over and see if this mirror's tight.
Terry says, after my kiddos went to bed, I used to stay up until midnight to craft and then get up at 5 a.m. to get them to school. I don't think I've ever had to get up at 5 a.m. to get kids to school. Okay, so this is what I was worried about. This is like a pretty deep space here.
Well, this is about dry. Let me see where we're at with this. Here, I'll give you guys a pen. The mirror's in there nice and
We're
tight.
getting there. Now, the thing that we have to come up with next is what goes across
Something
here.
is like dirt on this mirror.
You know what, Zeb?
So it's in there good. The mirror is solid, but we've got a big gap up here that we're looking at filling.
I think now that there's like this space there, you can slide that. Just cut that right here.
So this was our original plan before.
I think you need the thick piece. Oh, can we slide it in? There we go. Done. Oh!
It's got like this little...
It's all right. We're going to paint it.
Okay,
It'll be
we'll
good.
slide that back out and I'll glue it.
I don't think it's coming out. Maybe just pooch some glue on each side. It's like wedged in there for...
So that was just 2 inch by 1/2 inch, or no, 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch.
Oh, you got it out. Okay.
Just MDF trim that we
were worried it was going to
used
be
for
too
another
thick.
project, but it was like poking up weird, and now that the backer's on there, it works.
Like a glove. And it's just left over from when we opened the shop. This is the trim we used around our big pegboards in our project room.
So
We
that
never
mirror
get
will
rid
be
of
in there.
anything.
That mirror will be in there real nice and tight. I did
Yeah.
smear some glue.
Yeah, we're going to be decorating this portion, so we don't want to.
It's alright, I'm gonna wipe it off so it won't be super obvious. Won't be all bumpy.
That makes me so happy right now.
That
I love
worked.
it when things go together.
Okay.
And we could just put that cute molding on the top. So we could have just used paper clay. But that's all right. We'll let that dry.
I'll make the molding with the resin and you can get the paper claying.
Okay, so most Trumeaus have like an inset back here, and then there's detail that goes in here.
I'll show
Zeb,
them
you
this
want to
mirror.
show them this one?
This is essentially what we're trying to do with scrap.
So this is the mirror that we picked up at the thrift store for $10. See how this is back set a little bit, and then there's a piece right here, and then the molding up there. That's what we're recreating, but with this old cabinet door. And you could have cut another piece of wood here if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that because we didn't plan ahead that way. So, okay, so I'm thinking lovebirds in here.
Okay.
That's
So
what's
you've
this?
got the new paper clay out?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, do I need to cut this for you?
Joanne says she was hoping we'd do a mirror like this. I've been thinking about it for a while. I just didn't think about it for Waste Not Wednesday. And then Zeb wanted to do mirrors because we want to do a mirror wall. We have this idea for a mirror wall in the shop. It's like, I can't just paint a mirror. That's boring. All right.
Okay, so I think, how long has it been? 8, 9 minutes? 10 minutes?
I don't know. It's been like 20.
Maybe 20. So this is ready. You can see how it's still pliable because it's not fully cured. But look at the detail that the resin gets you. Now, over time, if we let this sit for like probably a couple hours, it'll harden out and it'll get like a hard plastic. But right now, let's say you had something round that you wanted to curve it around. Say we were going to embellish this. This is when you want to do it. You want to catch it right as it comes out of the mold. And you can shape it around stuff. And it'll even curve a little bit like this. So, fun stuff. The resin's cool.
It's what Debbie used when she did her butterfly mirror because she wanted to be able to make the wings go up like
So
that.
I think I'm gonna need 2 and like 1/4 of one.
I'm gonna have to stand.
Okay.
So I'm just using paper clay, which is another option with the molds. And like I said, the reason why we did this in the resin is because we thought we were gonna have to paint it ahead of time because we didn't know that piece was gonna fit in there. So we'll just finish that off with resin instead of paper clay.
Yeah, I'll make another one right now. Where did my stir stick go? Oh, they're way over there.
The stuff that I put in my mold is just cornstarch. You don't have to use it, but it really helps get it so that way it comes out nice and easy. The easier your project comes out of the mold, the better of an image you're gonna get. If you have to work too hard getting it out, sometimes you'll distort that image. So, and I like paper clay because it cracks over time. But if you don't want it to crack and you want a more precise image, the resin really is a good option. But the paper clay is natural, and if you're sensitive to chemicals, then the resin is probably not a good option. You could also use the resin and sink in screws in it and make hardware, which is another DIY Debbie did with the mermaid molds. And if you're just tuning in and you have no idea who we are and you're like, oh my gosh, these products are amazing, you can pick them up at jamirayvintage.com. This is the IOD molds, paper clay, and then that's resin. Okay. I'm not as good at molding as Zeb is. Can you tell?
That's not true.
This is a big one.
I need to wipe this out a little better.
The nice thing is that they've got this rim on the edge and it's literally like doing Play-Doh. Can you tell we play a lot of Play-Doh at our house? It's the micro rim, which ironically, if you have used any Play-Doh sets, they also have a micro rim, which makes it easy to get that out and get the edge nice and smooth. You could use a tool too, like if you have a straight edge.
Okay.
Oh,
now
I
I'm
need
ready to mix.
Well, I guess I don't really need, this is coming right out, but you can also.
Oh, did you not cornstarch?
No, it did. Sometimes you put it on a board and then you pull up, but I don't want to get it dirty.
Yeah, that cornstarch has been working really good.
Yeah. So that's my first bird. And I'm going to come put another one there. There's a flower one, like a roses one, that would be pretty too. Let me show you.
Just gonna stir over here for the
I don't
next
think I've
minute
even
or
opened
so.
it yet. So here's the floral one, which would be pretty, but then it would look similar to the other mirror that we have. And I want it to be different. So it's air dry clay, sorry. I call it paper clay. But isn't it paper clay, air dry clay?
It all works.
It's IOD, it's the best there is. I don't just say that because I sell it, I say that because it is. Whenever I have people that are skeptical that come to the shop, I'm like, here, come in the back, let me show you how this feels and how it works, and it really is the best. Yeah, the resins and the molds are available on our website. So when I'm starting to build a design, I like to keep it nice and balanced. I don't know what all I'm going to put in here, so I guess I'll have to design as I go along. Hopefully Zeb helps.
That's all right. If you make extras, you can always just reuse them on something else.
Yeah. So if you make a bunch of paper clay and you're not ready to use it, you can put it in the freezer and then let it come to room temperature before you're ready to put it down. Just put it like on a cookie sheet or whatever.
All right, we'll let that one set up again. You can also use this stick, like if you get like little bubbles or something on the small details, to pop the bubbles out before it sets up. But I haven't really ever had an issue with bubbles since we paint anyway. Like, they're not noticeable.
And you can paint this clay while it's wet, but it may crack on you and then you gotta come back and touch it up.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this one since we know right where it's going.
No, you don't have to condition this clay. You have to condition polymer clay. Zeb knows more about that kind of stuff than I do. I've never even used polymer clay, I don't think. Zeb took a lot of art classes. I didn't really clean that up very good. All right, so here's my other bird. Okay, what do I
So
want
we
to
were talking like, what else can we add to our busy lives? Jamie wants to dabble in making our own dishes for the farmhouse. I'm like, ooh, we could get a throwing wheel and
I
a kiln.
want to dabble. Whose idea was
And
that?
a kiln. My mom has a kiln. I think it's in New Mexico right now. Like that's just like a few 10-hour drive away. Can go get her kiln. It's not being
Sasha's
used.
setting up a pottery room.
Nice.
So we'll just go to Sasha's house.
I like that idea better than
Sasha
a 10-hour
owns
drive.
Sweet Pickins and Old Fashioned, in case you're wondering. All right, so I'm just trying to decide which molds I want to put with this.
Okay, so that's nice and glued on there. Do you want me to glue these, or are you still playing?
What?
Do you want me to glue these? Or
Yeah, you can glue those, commit those to the center,
Okay.
and then I'm going to put this little
Yeah, like some little
doohickey. Yeah, well, it's fine. Are the artisan inks available? Yes, we carry those on our website.
Yep.
We haven't played with them very much, but it's
We've
on
got
our
'em.
list. You know what?
Well,
That's
we got some towels coming, so.
we're not. Those towels aren't those kind of towels. I didn't buy any of those. Seb really wants to do tea towels, so
I like stamping stuff.
you heard it here first.
Cus-
This is Stamper.
Customizing it. I'm a stamper. That's
All right, this is gonna go in the middle of them. This clay does shrink a little bit, but it has minimum shrinkage. That makes sense.
all right. So this is that where you had that bird? I don't remember now. Does that look all right?
No, they were centered. What are you doing? They were like flying into each other.
Oh, like lovebirds. That looks more like a crashing bird than a loving bird.
They're about to do this with their lips.
Hmm. Okay.
Is that centered now?
Meh. You didn't have it centered before.
Well, I
It was
told you it needed to
off-centered.
be centered. You guys, did I tell them that it needed to be centered? I don't remember. Sometimes I think things and then I don't say them. All right, so I need to kind of see
We're just
Where the
sliding it
birds-
over.
where the birds end up.
That'll be centered-ish.
Centered-ish?
Centered-ish.
Centered-ish. Marilyn says they're way off.
They were. Now they're not. I scooched it. And this bird's not. He's not attached.
Okay, what?
Hey,
That's not how I had it.
just slightly placed. It's not down. We got time. You better do more molding. You need more.
I have to see where these end up so I know what I have space for. I gotta wait. Terry says, I stamped a bunch of tea towels for my Etsy shop, but they are not selling. I do not know Etsy. I think Etsy, there's a myriad. They were
The trouble
way
is-
closer than that.
the-
Like, that's way too far apart.
Yes, I know. The trouble is, I'm going off the edge of the tails where their tails are, like over to the edge here.
I don't know what you're doing.
Look.
That's
it's
not
set.
how I had them at all.
Well, I'm probably going to have to really turn this thing around so I can actually look at it from the view.
We need to take them off.
No, you can't take them off. You just slide at this point. Don't worry. We'll get them fixed up.
All right. You totally missed the setup.
No, I didn't miss anybody's head up. That's the way they are.
Okay, yeah, that's not it. They need to come off.
they
Like
don't.
that's,
They don't come off easy, but okay.
well, that's not how I had them. Like, not even close.
Well, that one was just set.
All right, give me this guy. Stop laughing at me.
Oh, you're just funny.
I had him like
They
in there
were-
like that.
Oh, that's not centered.
Well,
That's not
it
centered.
needs to come over this way.
Okay. I had them perfect centered.
No, you can't recolor the clay that I know of. But now we have like this big weird gap over here. So I think I need to just remold them. Why take those off there?
No, they're fine. They're not, the birds are in good shape.
They need to be that close, but they need to be centered.
Okay. All right. Now you're explaining
Well,
yourself.
that I just said, you saw how I had them set up.
I didn't even look at how they were laying on there. I just put glue on the back. I thought you just set them on.
When I can't even say your name, Larizery or Larizery. You're not helping. She's like, it's still off center. Slow your roll. We're gonna get it, maybe.
It's not gonna ever be centered. Going for asymmetrical.
This one looks like his neck's been injured.
No, that's what it looks like coming out of the mold. Bird down. Bird down.
The Larizery, it says LOL. If these were resin, it would make it easier because they're not as delicate when they're resin. This one, you're gonna have to put a little glue under that wing.
Nah, once we paint it. All right, where do you want this? You want it like overlapping, maybe like a hug?
Stop it, like right here.
Right where?
Like, put it down. No, like over the top. But at a different angle. Now scooch it in.
I have no idea what you want. Oh, scooched in like that. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
I'm making an arrangement. I don't want to look like random birds flying in.
Now we kind of got it centered.
Hey, Sharon, be nice. I would do it myself. He wasn't allowing me to. All right, now.
We just do this for comments so you guys can all like chuckle later.
Oh. All right, now I'm gonna put some extra details. I'll let you do the molding. I don't not like it, but I've lost my luster. We need to put something like here and here. What do you think?
Here, let me spin it back around. I don't, now that I got what you want.
Sal says, nope, not centered. Stop it with the not centered. Give me the
No, it's not centered. It isn't.
Well, yeah, but is this?
No, this bird's way closer by like a half an inch. It's okay. It'll be all right. We're gonna put some other stuff around it. Doesn't need to be centered.
Okay. I need you to make me some situations over here. Over there. If you don't stop laughing at me, George.
What am I doing?
That one.
This one.
Here's your clay. Do you think
You're
these
in
ones?
my
I
seat.
need to ask your opinion though. Do you think these ones or those ones?
The big ones.
Okay. Well, are these longer?
They are longer. No, they're not. They're about the same. They're about the same weight too. They don't look like they take much more
Okay.
clay.
All right. So if you just tuned in, we're making a Trumeau mirror or a Trumeau mess.
It's spelled wrong on the thing. Autocorrect got us.
Yeah. We do know how to spell it, maybe. This is just an old cabinet door. This is a part of a mirror that we cut down. Piece of leftover trim, and we're adding some molds to try to make it look fancy and balanced.
Do you have the scraper over there?
Thanks, Sandra. She says my hair is cute this morning. I did brush it. How's your hair doing, Zeb? What do you need?
My hair is
Do you
great.
need the cornstarch? Did you not cornstarch?
Shaved it yesterday.
I've been thinking
No, I
about
needed
shaving
the
my
scraper.
head.
Did you get over here with that one?
I never used a scraper. I just used my little fingers.
Mm.
See my thumb? My thumb should be evidence that I have been not using scrapers. It's got clay all over it. And now glue. You two kiss and make up.
We're not mad.
It's not that kind of channel.
There was, if that's what you guys consider an argument, whew.
I could get spicy.
I never stopped chuckling.
It's like it's like if I just keep laughing, maybe she'll stop. I have a hard time when I don't feel good expressing myself. I can't make cognitive thoughts. I'm just gonna blame everything from here on out on my low hormones.
Okay.
I can't think. I don't have any hormones. I'm grumpy. I don't have any hormones. I'm going to get it all fixed, and then I will have to find something new to blame. Crescent Moon Cottage says, I could tell Jamie's feeling better, and then she says, never mind. And Xander says, ugh, hormones, right? I'm like, I'm gonna be 40 in 2.5 years, and I had no idea that middle age was so real.
Maybe,
Right.
that might not be the right side. Wait, which one did I just do? Okay, this is the one I need to do.
Yeah, no, that's good. Let's make sure these are centered before we
I could
glue
do
them.
the longer one here over into the corner and like have it stem up
Yeah,
there.
but let's make sure these are centered. So I'll get the measuring tape.
It's right there.
Sally.
It's right there.
Sally says excuses. Right. Then I can blame my 5 children. I really can't. They're pretty good. My oldest is a little grumpy most of the time. I asked him, I'm like, are you always going to be this grumpy? Okay, so it's 4 inches to the end of that tail. Oh, it's not off. It's like 1/4 of an inch off.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
It just throws you off because this bird's bigger and that one's smaller, so it doesn't look as centered as it actually is.
All right, I want this like this. About 3 inches to the tuck. Oops, now I moved it. Problem is there's already glue on here, and so they kind of stick down. All right. So this one will just be a little bit further away, and that one will be a little bit closer, and then I think we'll be okay.
Should be a slogan, winning with micro rim.
What color am I painting this masterpiece?
Probably white. The white mirrors have been selling so fast, like we can't, as soon as we put them out, they're gone.
I was actually thinking about painting it prairie gray with a lot of white wax. Katrina says she has extra hormones I can share. Perfect. If you can figure out how to do that, you just send those over my way. Any house updates? Ooh, I have an exciting one.
I was gonna put a video of it in community later, but yeah, we have an update.
So the first people that were pouring our footers, they got fired because they weren't doing their jobs correctly. We didn't know they slightly messed up our footers until we went to pour the stem walls yesterday, and that sounds like it might not be exciting news. But it's an easy fix. We got our engineer just like redrawing the footing, and our contractor's gonna fix it. But turns out our window isn't gonna have a wall in the middle. The only reason it was off is because the people that first started,
The footings were off.
the footings were off.
Like they were over like a foot the wrong direction. So the footings are in there, and now we have to just pour a little bit more to make sure the foundation wall has good.
So we don't have to move the kitchen window.
I was actually really excited about that yesterday when I was over there and I was looking at them like, hey, that looks like that's lining up now.
It might be like right up on that window, but that's fine by me.
We actually still have the same contractor. They just have new guys.
They have new employees. That's why you just shouldn't freak out about stuff. Like, we could have lost our mind and made a big fit and lost sleep over, but we're like, what the hey? If the window comes up there, we'll just throw in some skylights. So that's exciting. So we're getting stem walls were poured yesterday.
Yeah, the foundation walls.
Yeah. And then those will dry for about a week. They'll backfill them in, and then they will pour the pad for our garage and for the mudroom, right?
Yep. And the mudroom. And then once the walls are in, then I can put the floor joists in and walls up for the addition, which is way exciting because that's like big progress right there.
Yep.
And that goes pretty quick because, you know, you just look at the plans, you make all your cuts, and then you put it together.
All right, so this has got to come way over here.
We haven't committed with glue yet.
Yeah, well, it's got a little bit of
So I was
residual.
thinking like that. Oh no, whoops, that's wrong.
No, that's good. I like that.
I was thinking like this, like they come together.
Oh no, I like the way you had it.
You like the way I had it?
Yeah.
Like this, with this coming down. Oh, maybe make it look like it's coming out of the bottom of that.
Yeah. So leave that there.
Okay.
Make the other one, and then we'll just layer it out. That's good. It's good. And then we'll maybe do something across here to fill in that space.
Yep.
This makes me happy. Sandra says, too bad we don't live in Utah. My husband is a journeyman carpenter. It would be a long haul from Canada, but think of all the warm weather.
Yeah, it's like 18 out there right now.
But it's gonna be 40 on Saturday, and the sun was shining yesterday. I was like, oh, give me all the sun. How long will they take to dry before painting?
Oh, well, you can paint them right away on these.
You just have to be careful, like, they don't mush them. But you should, if you wait a couple hours.
This is probably gonna be one where we have to show you guys later.
Yeah,
because we've already almost been an hour putting this together. But you get the gist. You see all the steps. Like the painting's the easy part.
Jen says she lost her bird. She got a new bird. If your payment changes and there's any like lapse in there, then YouTube starts the bird colors all over again.
Yeah.
So for the mold, we're using Gorilla Glue construction adhesive. You can also use Tight Bond Quick and Thick. You can also get this clear Gorilla construction adhesive in a tube. I feel like in a gun, it's easier to squish out because it's really thick. The other thing that's nice about this glue is it sets up really quick. So if it's like a vertical surface, you don't have to like, usually I don't even use tape. I can just like put it there and hold it for a few minutes and then it'll dry.
For
whereas quick and thick
hours.
isn't quite as fast. Mold pattern is looking great. Well done, Zeb. Great direction.
See, we just had to talk it through.
It's about marriage is about communication, right? All right, I'm gonna make the swoopy for the top.
Okay, so this one goes right down over there.
Maybe if we were looking at it right side up, it would help with placement. Probably. And Hunter.
Yeah, but you know, we gotta show you guys. I'm gonna actually angle the camera down here in just a sec. We'll do it now. This is not placed. We gotta glue these. And it looks off center, but it's actually pretty close to center because that one bird is smaller.
Yeah, what the heck.
That needs to scooch over.
We never said we were the French mold masters. All right, Zeb, you got the eyeball, so you eyeball it.
All right, I'm gonna just eyeball it then.
So we're using the bird. I don't know what the bird mold is called. Do you know?
No. We took it out of the package a long time ago.
I'm using Classic Elements, Canthus Scroll, and one of the trim ones. Trimmings 1 or 2. I don't know which one that is.
That's Trimmings 2. Trimmings 1 has the small trimmings on it.
Is that weird? Do I have to do 2? Yeah, probably. All right, I'll do another one. Can I get some more clay?
Yes.
So I wanted to start with a fresh clay to show us all the time. We tried a mirror image or side of it. Is everyone feeling better? Nope. 3 kids are still sick. I say little, but Eliza's almost 11. She has less coping skills with being sick though. She's like her mother.
The boys are like, I'm gonna just chill and watch TV and hang out and nap all day.
Eliza's fine until she's like, I'm hungry.
She's like, I can't eat. What do I eat?
And I give her options. I don't want to eat that. Can't you just bring me home a cheeseburger? Yesterday I did bring home a cheeseburger. It's hard to take care of sick kids when you don't feel good because you're like, who's going to take care of me? All right. Oh, Elisa's here. Did I say it right? Alicia? 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 I hope I did. Somebody sent me a message the other day with the correct Elishi. Elishi? Is that right? Elishi. Elisha. Typo. Well, Elisha, why you typo it? All right. Alicia, okay. I'm Jami. Sorry, that was funnier too.
I didn't even know what's going on. I'm just over here doing molds. What's happening with the comments?
That's all right. Zeb always has a fun time with his name too, Zebulon.
Most people just call me Steve.
Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
Well,
I thought it was
did
the
you
reverse.
demold that? No. It is the reverse, and you've got it all crooked.
Oh, I got a little mushed. We just mushed that one, and then it's even. Okay, so make sure those are centered on top. Oh, does that kind of bring out the fact that that is not centered?
Well, this is not centered, so you're good.
Okay.
Maybe just widen it out a little, and then you're all right.
Okay. We're getting there, guys. Well, we're all done. We'll lift it up so you can kind of see it. I feel like we should paint it because that's going to help kind of bring it all together.
You better be quick. I got one more to glue down over here.
All right.
So we have so from the market, we've got our first big shipment coming today from one of the vendors. So we're excited. Should be here around like 1 o'clock. Jamie's stressing a little bit because she doesn't know where to put it all.
Well, they're literally just going to unload a giant pallet of stuff on the front walkway, and we got to get it all inside.
That's okay. That's my specialty, is hauling stuff.
No, I'm painting it prairie gray. Drop a chalk line. I don't know. So prairie gray is this color. It's like I would call it like a putty gray, but it looks tremendous with white wax on it. And white wax is gonna make all of this look amazing. All right, is this glued on over here? I can start painting that?
Yep, that one's ready.
I feel like this might help.
I'm just trying to see what everybody can see. I've been focusing on molds.
Oh, I don't know why I'm painting this. Is this glued on?
That one's glued on. Ooh, wipe that off.
Oh, I can't. I don't have anything to wipe it off with. I'm gonna just, okay, I'll let you do that one. I don't know why I started painting that. You have to be kind of careful when you're painting them and they're still wet.
Ooh, that's pretty thick though. You're gonna lose a lot of that detail.
It'll fall down. I like to go thick to get it underneath the edges. I kind of backfill with paint. This is where using a clay paint comes in handy. You know, sometimes you can see that it was not originally attached, the clay, and then the wax kind of fills it in too. Sometimes you have to come back and put a second coat on there.
All right, I need to squeeze in here and measure.
Because it cracks. Oh, I almost dipped that in there.
Oh, that's gonna come way over.
Alicia says, you might convert me to farmhouse again. I've swung into a little boho lately, but you're pulling her back. I like farmhouse. I like boho too, but okay. Can I keep painting him anyway? All right, is that other one ready to go down? The other mold that with the resin?
Oh, probably.
You could see where like the paper clay when you're building something like this is a lot easier to deal with than the resin, because the resin, you have to wait for it to finish, and if you're doing multiple pieces of one kind and you only have one mold, then you're limited to waiting till it dries. So there's pluses and minuses to both. And I'm not worried about perfection in my paint strokes. I like it to look textured.
So I'm trying to trick the eye a little bit. I'm putting over that wing and that over that wing. I think that's gonna work out. It's close. It's
It
good.
looks fantastic.
Well, it throws your eye off because it's closer over here than it is over here. Space here and there that you're just like, is that
There's
centered?
only positive space in my...
It and you gotta stop worrying about it and just paint it eventually. Because the birds aren't the same size.
If you want it to be perfect, don't do it live on YouTube. But even if you're not perfect, you can still make stuff look okay. Oh, super chat from Margie and Alicia.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, for our lunch day. Where are you taking me for lunch today?
Oh, I don't know.
I had a donut for breakfast. Not your most healthy option, but I've just been craving one.
Okay, so this has been done a while. It dries faster than that. We just didn't demold it right away. And it's also a little cool in here because it's been snowing and the heater's working overtime, so that also affects dry time. Oh, look how well those match up. Oh, you moved stuff over here.
Joe Hall is like wanting my next stencil release. As soon as I finish it, that's when it'll be done.
It's coming.
It's coming. I have a whole bunch of things that I've started, but I've just been so sick, and I don't know about you guys, but when I create and I like design stuff, I have to be in that mood, and I want to make sure it's right. And if I'm like not feeling good, it's really hard to get into the creative spirit, you know?
So what about doing something here different? Because these two almost fit perfectly, and I'm gonna have to trim them weird, and I don't know if they'll even fit down in there with that gap with the routed edge.
I don't know what you're saying.
Do something different, like a different design right here on the ends.
I don't know. Oh, you gotta shut that door. Jean's making babies cry out there. We're at our shop, and we're open. I don't know. I don't know what you would put there to fill that gap. And this one goes all the way to the edge. Oh, it's just slide it over. There you go.
I've been sliding it over. They're centered right now.
Just leave it like that. Don't put anything.
You're gonna just paint it?
Yeah, it's fine. It kind of goes down at an angle, so it makes sense.
Once it's painted, it'll look okay.
Just shoving paint down into this ledge here.
And if not, we can always add it later too if it doesn't look good.
That is true. I've been known to do that. So I'm painting down into this edge here. Once it's dry, I'll be able to get it in there more. All right, I'm just gonna finish this. So we gotta skip that.
Just put the paint on there.
Slap the paint on there so you guys can see it. I always get people go, you use so much paint. Yeah, I like it. I like it thick.
So it's going to prairie gray now, but when we white wax, all the details on all of these molds will come right back out.
All right, I can't really quite get into this mess there without messing up my mold, so.
And let it dry.
Yeah. I just want to paint this so they can get an idea of what it looks like when it doesn't look so disjointed, because the paint kind of just brings it all together. Sorry guys, it's going a little long. This probably isn't the best brush for the detail work, but that's all right. And it'll come off the mirror, so I'm not worried about getting it on there. We paint mirrors all the time. Okay, now a little paint on here. Are you guys catching the vision here?
Like you can't see the details anymore, you paint so thick.
Well, you can, it'll dry, it's not gonna like.
Here, let me see your brush.
It'll fall down in there.
You're missing like a bunch of spots.
Hold on. No, get your own brush. Get your own brush, George. All right, hold on. All right, there. Now you fix them. Alicia says, I'd send you more money, but I'm just a YouTuber. And so Katie Scott says, back off, George. George is a term of endearment.
I don't like it. Her mom calls her dad George when she's mad at him.
Yeah,
she
calls him George
no.
all the time.
When she's mad at him, that's what she calls him.
All right. Okay, you guys picking up what we're throwing down here.
I'm gonna hold the whole thing.
We're gonna give you a pan of it, and then we're gonna show you our inspiration mirror that we had. And then I want you guys to look up Trumeau mirror and see what else you can find. Because there's more than one way to do this. This is just the way we... So this is a Trumeau mirror that we picked up at the thrift store. And this is a Trumeau mirror that we made. See?
It's getting there.
It's getting there. I like it. So we're just going to keep painting, and we probably won't make a video on the finish because it's not going to be that interesting, but I will definitely be posting pictures on social media when it's done. So never underestimate the power of junk. If you want to create something similar and you need the molds, the clays, the resin, make sure you guys are hitting up JamiRayVintage.com. Be sure to share this video with your friends. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Love you guys. Have a great Wednesday. This vibrating is loud. My phone.